Dominique has a couple of things that have caught his attention.
Isaac Tesla.
What are you doing?
Is white chest hair considered taco meat?
He gives zero fucks about this scoreboard.
These kids are ridiculous.
Whoa!
Let me see his birth certificate.
They gave zero fucks about decorum.
Get it, Rook. Get it.
I love that.
It is the very dangerously named feature, Zero Fox Given. Dominique, take it away.
They say that DBs don't have hands. J.C. Horn gives zero fucks about that. That guy's clearly related to a receiver. Watch him go up and get it. One hand, take it. That was one of two interceptions and against Greeny's Jets.
Yeah.
That play came immediately after I think Lazard dropped the touchdown pass.
Yeah.
And then we got DBs doing DB things. We all do it. And next, we put the love in Jeremiah Love, or at least Jeremiah Love puts the love in Jeremiah Love. We go to South Bend, Indiana, after this big win. Let that man celebrate. Let him celebrate. They would find him if it was the NFL.
Oh, no.
It's the,
That is perfect for the segment.
I had to see that.
very much putting the love in the Jeremiah Love.
The raindrops actually blur it out.
Perfectly done. We've shown it way too many times now. Let's stay in South Bend, Indiana, and go to Marcus Freeman as a fellow aging black man.
That's dirty.
I too run a little play action with the hairline every now and then. So my man is doing the same thing, but then it started raining. It started raining, and he had to break out the hat. He had to break out the hat on him. Break out the hat on him.
Cover that beige.
I feel you. You got to cover that little beige. I feel you. I put a little in the
You're not
corners
supposed to
every now and
expose
then.
them like that.
Nah, I put a little in the
That's
corners
dirty.
every now and then. If it was raining, luckily I work indoors.
That is the perfectly named Zero Fox. And you know who else gave Zero Fox yesterday? Mike McDaniel. Let's take it to that. After Tua Tagovailoa got pulled from Sunday's loss to the Cleveland Browns in favor of rookie Quinn Ewers, Mike McDaniel took to the podium yesterday and, as only he can, expressed his confidence in his starting quarterback. You may not believe it. Listen to what he said.
Yeah, he's going to take the snaps this week, and he's going to be our starter this week. And my expectation is that we don't throw 10 picks.
Oh, my word, my man is broken. He is broken. He dropped 10 picks in the press conference about a starting QB. How much money did they pay him?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. This is when you know it's meltdown city, dog. When he's reached his end. Like that is awful. I mean, that is,
you go ahead and booking your flight. For vacation.
He's already he's already figured it out.
I mean, I guess when I think, I fortunately was never on a team that was in that bad a situation, but I think about that Wednesday meeting as like the first meeting of the week where the head coach gives like some sort of address to get you ready for the week of preparation. I would love to be a fly on the wall when he walks there. He's like, guys, I don't know what we're gonna do. You try to not miss 30 blocks. Hopefully you try not to throw 10 interceptions. You try not to give up 10 touchdowns. I'll try not to blow it.
What's crazy is it feels like in Miami, when you go to the press conference,
Yes.
go to the podium, it's who can I blame now? Tua gets up after a loss. He blames guys not going to meeting. Even the day before, he talked about multitasking. I'm trying to do this and be the quarterback. And then now the head coach comes up and says about 10 picks. Somebody just take the blame and try to at least figure something out. We got a lot more games left. Like, not even Halloween.
You know somebody in that locker room. You know when you're in that meeting room and he says something, somebody is going to shout in the back.
Yeah.
Don't throw 10 picks. And then the whole room.
It's probably getting close to really blowing.
You know.
You're right.
You
You're
know.
right.
It's yeah.
I'm just thinking, like, as a reporter, press conferences are generally pretty dull. Like, check the box. In Miami, there's always something going on.
You're trying to book your flights.
The quarterback going to rip Tyreek Hill, or he's going to do that. Like that. I think there's, I don't know. It's bad there, obviously. Obviously, that's the breaking news. It's bad in Miami. But yeah, they need to win. I just think like they spent that whole offseason talking about like the culture and the building and all this kind of stuff.
You got to keep telling us all offseason.
I've been doing this a very long time. I don't call for people's jobs. I don't like that. I don't feel comfortable doing that. But how in the world, if you are the owner of that team, do you have the coach get up and say that? Like, that's the tone that we're setting at the beginning of the week for your I'm flabbergasted that this is where an NFL team is and that's the way the coach comes up and sets the tone for the week. Yep, no, we're staying with Tua, and my expectation is then we won't throw 10
Was
picks.
that his attempt at sarcasm?
I don't know.
Because we ain't halfway through the season.
I mean, I think that's his personality.
Yes.
And that personality works well
when you're in this position.
And when you're not winning, that personality doesn't come across, because I'm sure he didn't mean, like, he's like, I'm just having fun, we're relaxed, like, this is frustrating, it's a tough situation. But what you're projecting to us and what we presume you're projecting to the team is a defeatist attitude.
Right.
And it's really hard, that extra film study that you expect me to do, I'm not feeling like doing that if no one feels motivated.
Because you're also speaking on some level to the fans. Speaking of which, would you mind if I take 1-0 Fox?
We got some fans?
You got it.
I have 1-0 Fox for you as well, if I may. This was like looking into a 40-year-old mirror, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
This was me 40 years ago. Just play it.
See if I get your thoughts on the game.
I hate this team. I was born into this, and I'm not gonna ever. I'm always a Jets fan, but like, I hate this team.
Well, if he's you 40 years ago, he got a bright future.
All I can say to you is, it's going to get so much worse. It just doesn't ever get better. That was, what's that kid look about, 15 years? That's right. That was me.
Why did my parents do this?
He said I was born into this.
I was born into this. My parents were season tickets.
It's not my fault.
Poor kid.
He said, I'm still going to be a Jets fan. I'm not going anywhere.
Don't give up.
Let me tell him something.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
You
can leave.
No,
you can
can't.
leave.
No.
You can. Trust me.
He's going to be successful. That's a resilient young man.
That's exactly right. It builds character.
That's what you say about the people who actually succeed. Because there are a lot of other people who crumble under that pressure. Hey, kid, there's another team in the city. Jump on them. Jackson Dart.
Scatterboo!
You can yell scatterboo.
Not a great week for that one either.
It's better.
We had the baseball last night, right? We had Game 7 last night. We had 2 football games last night. You know what we have tonight? The start of the NBA. All right, the consensus of the room is that this is an excellent question.
I like this question.
Of all the coaches who are active, who have won Coach of the Year, which one has the highest career winning percentage?
Dominique and I were going over it. We're trying to think. It's probably somebody who had, like, Andy Reid's probably coached too many games for the percentage to be this high. We were talking about Sean McVay, and somebody mentioned Jim Harbaugh. I'm pretty sure Jim Harbaugh won one with San Francisco, and if he did, I believe he's the answer. That's my guess. Jim Harbaugh.
Correct.
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh. Dominique, go ahead, dunk on him. Hembo is right. I did not hear the name Jim Harbaugh mentioned, and then J-Mac threw it out in the middle of the conversation.
It's a good call.
Andy Reid is second.
All right.
Kevin O'Connell is third. Sure. But Jim Harbaugh is correct. Score yet another one for Graziano. He's up 13. He missed the extra point. He must have the Giants kicker. Week 7 is in the books. Let's do winners and losers.
Great.
Dominique, start us off. Give me a winner.
You got to give some love to Jalen Hurts. The way that he played in this game, 326, right, and 3 touchdowns without a running game. We've been talking about how this team all week, we've been saying all season, they got to get this running game back so that this team can offensively get back on schedule. Running game's not back. It didn't matter. He made all the big plays that he needed to in this game to get the win.
We take their temperature every single week. Jeff, do we think their passing game problems are solved now that they had this explosive performance from both wideouts?
Sure looks like it. They throwing that ball around. Everybody's hating on them when they can't throw. We're always challenging them. I like where they are. This is still a very good football team. They're going to be there at the end.
All right, so they're a big winner from this weekend. Graziano, give us another winner from the weekend.
Christian McCaffrey. I mean, the 49ers had, everybody's heard except Christian McCaffrey on the 49ers. He's just dominating. George Kittle back this week, and what do you know? The run game got better for San Francisco. Christian McCaffrey running between the tackles. He's already top 5 in the league in catches, not among running backs, among all players so far this year. Dominant season so far from Christian.
All right, so Jeff, your loser of the week comes from that same game.
Yeah, this is just brutal. This is my home team. I pulled for my whole 10 guys. It's 3rd and 13, y'all. We stop them right here. We get a chance to get the ball back and win the game. We have 10 players on the field. 10.
It's hard to believe.
We're short. We're short.
Takes a lot of confidence.
Then what happens? Give it to McCaffrey. It hurts me.
For those of you who didn't see it, that was a critical play in the game, and they only had 10 minutes.
Critical 10 play, 3rd and 13.
No, it's ridiculous.
End of the game.
Is that the one where McCaffrey asked off and Shanahan sent him back out there like, no, this play's for you?
All right, J-Mac, who was your loser this week?
I'm going with the Giants fans. I was in the airport coming back from Nashville. Andrew Catalon, our play-by-play guy. This game's going on in the 4th quarter. His dad texts him, some way the Giants are going to figure out a way to lose this game. That is all Giants fans right now watching that game on Sunday. But hey, have some patience. Better days are on the horizon.
So that's really a good and reasonable question now that we have had enough time separated from that loss to try and get some of the emotion out of it.
Yeah.
If you are a Giant fan, and I walked the streets of the city, the doorman in my building was ready to kill somebody after the way the Giants lost that game. But in the bigger picture, if you're a fan of the Giants, should you be feeling good or bad coming off of that game?
Really good. This team, listen, losing's awful, but the reality is the areas of your football team that you need to build foundationally, quarterback, running back, and receiver. You have a 3-headed monster there with Scadaboo, Dart, and obviously Malik Neighbors is injured this year, but he'll be coming back. This team is to J-Mac's point, better is on the horizon. Just slow it down. It doesn't have to be right now. It will get there.
But that question on the screen is a good one. And Dominic, you brought it up. And I was listening to the guys on the radio talking about this yesterday as well. If they win just enough games that they sort of feel pressured into bringing the coach back, but you watch them coach big situations like that yesterday, like that's really where the betwixt and between piece of this comes in.
I mean, Jackson Dart is a coach saver. Like, I think he showed up, and it went from feeling that it was inevitable that Brian Daboll was out to feeling like it's impossible for them to get rid of him. Because depending on how this season goes the rest of the way, if Jackson Dart continues to play as well as he's played so far, and the coach that you have is supposedly the quarterback guru, like you can't. It's going to be really hard to face your locker room and face your fan base and say, we have a quarterback-coach combination that's working. We're going to get rid of the coach.
Especially when they went through that entire draft process. And remember, it was Brian Daboll who wanted to do his own thing. He goes and he puts the guys through it. He chose Jackson Dart. He enters into the game this season, and next thing you know, the offense looks completely different. They're making plays. They're getting better. So to your point, they win the right amount of games. I don't see how you would move on from Brian Daboll.
It's that question, though, because the schedule is tough.
Yeah.
And now, the reason I would feel better if I'm a Giants fan is because I think that even though you didn't win the game Sunday, going in there and your rookie quarterback playing the way he did against that defense on the road in about, his 4th start, 5th start, whatever, of his career, that tells you can play with the tough teams on your schedule. And you might be able to win more games than you thought that you were going to. So brutal loss, tough loss. All part of this is how do you deal with it? Like, how do you respond to it? What kind of team are you at the end of the season? Does ownership feel the overall direction of the team is good enough to justify bringing back the head coach?
I mean,
I think that's
the hardest thing about leadership, especially in football, is like disentangling the interconnectivity of all the decisions that you have to make. Like, what is the reason why we're having success? What's the reason why our quarterback's playing well? If any of that is because of Brian Daboll, it's the most important position. It's going to be really hard to sit there and justify a decision to bring someone else in that you don't know will click with the quarterback.
You think about it. You're like, could Jackson Dart make all coaches?
Right, and that's you can't.
That's the hardest part.
It's hard to disconnect the two things because you could see it and say, well, there's a better coach that can.
A lot of what they're doing. Look, I would defer to the expertise of the guys at the table who played this game, but a lot of what they're doing, he just seems to be doing himself, right? Like I have Alex Smith on Sunday morning saying they're not scheming guys open for him. Right. He's running around, he's making plays, he's bringing energy and juice.
I wouldn't go that far.
I'm not diminishing what Brian Daboll's effect on that has been.
Pretty beaten up in the wide receiver group. Right. Neighbors not there.
Before Neighbors goes down, they were all in 3 wide receivers. Neighbors go down. Next thing you know, Bellinger and Theo Johnson look like football players. Like some of that is scheme. Yes, Jackson Dart has the ability to create, but I wouldn't go that far to say a lot of it is
Scadaboo, so
man. Scadaboo got scadaboomed on that one.
It does bring up a question.
In the end zone, even after he scores.
We just saw the Eagles. These two teams play each other for the second time in 3 weeks.
Massive.
They play the Eagles this week in Philadelphia. The Eagles, maybe they got their passing game back together again. Maybe Brandon Graham's return brings a little stability to their locker room, whatever the case may be. The Eagles have got to be starving for some revenge against them. How the Giants bounce back and play that game suddenly feels pretty important to me.
It's massive because you you have, think about the way the Lions came out and played last night after they have a bad loss, right? Like they took it personal. This is the way that the Eagles need to take this game. Like this has got to be personal for you. You lost a game to a division opponent 2 weeks ago that you get back in your house. You need to show up. And the Giants aren't afraid. Like they're going in everybody's game, but this is a massive game for the Eagles and for the Giants.
It's going to be an intense game, and I got to think that the Eagles got to be emotionally exhausted because every week it feels like there's a definitive game, and they just went through a whole Super Bowl run, and then every week we're like, hey, you guys stink or no? And they got to step up.
And I'm fascinated to see what Brandon Graham coming back, what that means for the team, because he's been in the building throughout this season. Over the last few weeks, he's ramped up his training. I talked to him last week. He's fired up to be back. If you need him from a leadership standpoint, is that a bigger concern, or are you just happy he's back? A lot to be answered.
Feels like they hold everything together there, right? I mean, every single week, but they certainly have all the talent in the world. We will see. First Take continues the conversation.